We're here today in downtown Washington, D.C. at the Heritage Foundation's 2014 President's Club meeting. Joining us today is former Pennsylvania Senator and presidential candidate Rick Santorum. Senator, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to be with you again, Kelsey.
You're very involved with the churches and a big advocate of religious freedom. And often we see those values conflict with the agenda of the LGBT community. How do you think the two groups in America can peacefully coexist?
I understand that people's attitudes towards gay marriage in particular are changing, but I think people are going to take a step back when they realize that this is simply a Trojan horse, if you will, for a larger issue, which is what the foundational principles of our country are. And are we a country that no longer believes in God-given rights and limited government to protect those rights, that we now believe in government-given rights and government dictating us what we should and shouldn't believe?
So we just saw the mayor in Houston withdraw the subpoenas this week. Would you call that a win for religious liberty? Or
I don't know how you look at a mayor of a city really go out and persecute these people and subject them to legal costs and to a disclosure requirement of people who aren't even part of the lawsuit is an intimidating thing to see the government do that. And there is an intolerance of dissent. And I think we're beginning to see this is not the first and it will not be the last. They got pushed back, but many attempts by the left to silence those who disagree get pushed back at first, and then it becomes more routinized and more accepted. And I think we have to continue to fight and in fact start to push back the other way. We've been too silent for too long, and we need to say, look, all of these thoughts are proper in the public square. We need real freedom in this country, not government-dictated adherence to a set of principles.
And finally, if you Google Rick Santorum, the first thing that comes up is a website called Rick Santorum for President, and it's run by your grassroots organization, Patriot Voices. Is there something you want to share?
Well, I don't know that we had a presidential website the last time. I've been very, very clear about our interest in looking at this again. Doing a lot of things to sort of determine whether this is a viable thing for us to do. So no decisions yet, but we're certainly keeping all of our options open, and we think we have something very unique to say, not just on the issues we talked about, but on issues of national security, where I look at 8 years on the Armed Services Committee, very involved and engaged in a lot of national security issues, both when I was in the Senate and afterwards. Continue to be engaged in a lot of those issues. And I don't think anybody who's contemplating running has any kind of similar experience, even close to similar experience that we do in this very critical area, given the world stage right now.
Well, we will certainly be watching. Senator, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Kelsey.